Hey guys, it's Kelly Ann and welcome to another Flossy Friday. Today is January 28th, 2022, which is crazy. If you're new here, welcome, and if you've been around for a while, welcome back. I really appreciate it. So let's God, my brain. There's so much going on. This week has been kind of hectic, but I was like, I haven't really done much this week as far as like crafting or anything. And I'm sitting looking at all the things around me, and that's just not true. So, it's straight up just not true. So, I have a lot to show you. I will say that the cats are doing well. They are currently actively sleeping in my room, and if I remember, I'll put some photos up here because it's kind of become this habit at work in the last couple of weeks that on Fridays we all post in the group chat what our pets have been up to. So I took some photos probably like 3 hours ago of what Potter and Stella were up to, and they're in the same locations, different positions, but in the same location. So if I remember, I'll put the photos there. But they're doing good. Literally just sleeping right now, which is really fine with me because, like I said, this week has been absolutely insane. Lots of meetings, lots of all the things. I've had to drive a lot of the meetings and like be unmiked, so it's been kind of good that like Stella isn't in here like crying and whining and wanting all the attention, even though I love that. Sometimes makes it difficult if you have a lot of meetings going on. But yeah, so work has been really crazy, but I have found some time to get in some crafting and especially some stitching. Not as much as I like would want, but I've gotten a fair amount in, so that's pretty good. I've also gotten some quilting, and I also have a little bit to show you of some new stuff. Unfortunately, I've like already started using it, so it's all already cut, and actually you can kind of see a little bit of a preview there. So yeah, let's just get started. So let's start with stitching. So first off, we'll talk about my temperature cats. I am up to date on that as of right now. So as far as the patterns go, we are on this paw print. I know, super crazy. We're on that paw print, which is really, really exciting. And what's even more fun is next week I'll be able to do this paw print, and then I'll do this little ball of twine. So I could count, I'm using Ada. I could count down to like these different spots and kind of like predict where they're gonna be, but I think it'd be more fun to like fill these in as I make my way to those locations. So once again, this is the StitchinMommy Temperature Wander With Me from her Etsy. I got the PDF version. You can get a printed version, and there is a dog version for 2022. So this is her pattern that is out new this year. And let's look at the Potter one so far. So if you remember, I am doing this twice. I am doing a daily low and a daily high. So this is my daily low, and this one, the cat is going to look like Potter. It's going to be an all white cat, and it's going to have his name on it because he is a Maine Coon. He has an undercoat year round, so he's always hot. He loves laying on the tile. Well, he also loves laying in a bed, but he does not like being covered up by a blanket. He loves to be on the tile or anywhere cold a lot of the day. And he just loves being comfy. He's super, super big and super, super fluffy. So I thought, oh, the lows would be perfect for him. So that's where I'm at with this one. I was kind of like thinking about where do I want to start, you know, with the toe beans for the days. But since it's turning, I did them all like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So since it's just turning, I went ahead and kept the same pattern. for that. But this is up to date, up to yesterday's temperature. So we're starting to make that first turn, like I said, and really excited. I think, let's see. So will be February. There's, you know, just under 30 days. So it might take us to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, somewhere about here for February. Is that right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30-ish. Give or take will be around this paw print just by the yarn. But I'm gonna go ahead and once I get to this paw print, start that, like I said, on both of them. And I think the other thing is that for this one, since the lows are probably not very much going to hit into like the oranges and the reds for the lows. I mean, they might in the summer. I'm thinking about doing like it's super, super contrasting, and down here doing maybe like a red or orange ball of yarn to, just because this is the lows, so making it kind of a super contrasting color for that. And then for the highs, which is Stella's pattern, so the cat's going to be a little orange tabby. I'm probably going to do like the pinks or something, because those will possibly not ever going to hit there. So on the highs. And Stella is a dwarf. She's just an American short hair, but she stayed the size of a 5-month-old kitten. So she's about 5.5 pounds. She's always cold. She loves being on all the big fluffy blankets. She loves sleeping in the window so that way she gets warm. She likes to burrow underneath the covers, and she likes to sleep up against next to you under the covers almost every night. So she's always cold. She loves to be warm. And she likes to do that even in the summer. So I've made her for the highs. And so yeah, so probably put the lowest color temperatures for her ball of yarn, just because I think that contrast might look really nice with this. So trying to keep up with that. Like I said, I try to update it every 5 to 6, 7 days. Like I update it probably like once a week. I think it would drive me crazy if I tried to update it daily, but that's also just me. So another one that I got out this week to work on, because I just really have wanted to work on it, is the Bayun cat, the large cat from Owl Forest. I did buy the kit. I'm not using anything to the kit. I pulled all my own colors. They're very similar colors, but I did pull my own colors. And I changed up the fabric. This is a piece of 32 count Lugana. Picture this plus Fathom, I believe. I believe that's right. So I didn't get a whole lot done. I got just a little bit here done. Not a whole lot, but just starting to go across his head. I wanted to work on this more this week, and just the days did not lend themselves to that. And I also was like I said, mix and matching, working on stitching and quilting, and then there was a few nights that I didn't really get to do either. So not a whole lot of progress on this, but I absolutely love this piece. So this one is going to stay in the rotation for right now, for sure. Can't leave out that color. All right. I also took to work with me one of the days my first Little House Needleworks autumn farm, fall on the farm, and really wanting to get this one done. It's so cute. So cute. And this is on 32 count Lugana Picture This Plus Heartland. And this is how far I am. So I actually got a fair amount done on my lunch break that day. I've still got to fill these in so I can do the back stitch that says fruit and veggies farm stand. But I got a fair amount done. I filled in some of the pumpkins. I filled in the banner. I filled in like the green. Started working on the little person's outfit. Started working on these up here on top of the signs. So I got a fair amount done. I only worked on this one day on my lunch break in the office. But this is another one that I'll probably work on more of this one this weekend. I don't know. I kind of put it down for a hot minute, but working on it this week in the office, I really want to get this one done. It's so stinking cute. I absolutely love it. It's a lot of color changes, this one though. I mean, they're so small, but there's deceivingly so much stitching in them, but it's brilliant, the stitching. So, I'm at a point where I can like color complete some of the colors. So that's what I've been doing. So yeah, strategic placement of what I've been finishing, but I like to color complete if I can. So that's kind of the reason why. Anyway, so I love this one. I need to get going on those though, because I need to get going on those. I need to get caught up. I already feel behind. Isn't that always the way though? I mean, let's just be honest. All right, so I do have a finish for you, and it's out of this guy. This is the Emma Congdon Cross Stitch for the Soul designs, 20 designs by Stitchrovia, better known as Emma Congdon. You can get this on Amazon. And this is her first book that released in 2020. There was a nature themed book that came out last year around April, May. And there is one coming out this year that is all hearts related. I know that there's going to be a lot of hearts in the patterns, but also I believe from something that I saw her post that some of them are going to be in the shape of hearts, which I'm very intrigued about that one. I also really want her second book, but I'm more tempted to get this hearts one before the nature one. I don't know why. I love animals and stuff like that, but I feel like there's not enough like cutesy hearts and flowers type patterns out in the world. I'm sure there very much is. For some people, there's probably too many. But I did finally finish this one, and word of the wise, don't save all the fill in until the end. Just don't. So I did forget to say or reiterate that my temperature wander with me from StitchinMommy is on 14 count Black Ada that you just get from the craft store, which leads me to this one is just on 18 count from a craft store Ada. I love it. I love it. I did change up some of the colors. Let me show you the original. There's the cover art. I did change up the colors just a little bit to kind of make it like brighter, more vibrant. But really I just changed this purple from this like lighter blue kind of color. But yeah, I really like it. I'm glad that it's done. And there's another one. I don't know how quickly I'm going to get it started, but one of the other small ones that I wanted to start on the other half of this, there's two that I've thought about. Actually, oh dang, there's three. Let me know. If I were to start one of these on the other half of this fabric, which one should I start? So let me show you the three that I'm kind of teetering back and forth on. I really love this one. Start each day with a grateful heart. That one's really pretty. Oop. Believe in yourself. really like that one as well. And the best view comes after the hardest climb. So I want to start one of those, and I'm not sure which one, and honestly I'm leaning towards all of them, but I'm not going to start all of them. So help me decide. Let me know down below which one you think. The heart, believe in yourself, or the mountains. Okay, so that's nice to have at least one finish done. I'm coming really slow in my finishes so far this year, but I'm working on so many things. And you know, adding quilting back into things just adds a whole nother element, right? Okay, so I showed you this pattern already, and I don't really like the star points on these middle sections. And whenever I started, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with this pattern. There is a Ruby Star collection called Speckled, and there's a limited edition fat quarter bundle that is almost $200, but it has every fabric in the line. Some of them are limited editions. But then there's a jelly roll that has like 20 of the fabrics in the line. 20, 21, 22, I don't know, a number around there. And it might be like 18 or 19. It doesn't matter. Anyways, it is a collection in a jelly roll of the Speckled line. And I got it to do this pattern. And I also didn't want to make it super like crazy and random. So for the pink squares that are in the middle of these 9 patches and just the outline separating pattern fabrics in this, I got the new, I got one of the new fabrics from the Happy Birthday line from Ruby Star. And so they just look like little party hats. So there's different clumps of these triangles that go different directions and all that. But every once in a while, they have little pom-poms on them. They're so cute in gold. So that, you'll see those. And because like the speckles kind of look like, I don't know, like frosting and icing and stuff like that. So I am creating a pattern with them. Like the next block next to the one that I'm about to show you, these are going to be the main colors. Yep, yep, yep. With black. Black with like blue and purple specks. This one has gold and like light colors. And this one, well, they all have the gold on them, just by the way, but like orangey specks. So I have one block completed. Now I will say I had to kind of redraw this out on my own graph paper and figure out the measurements because they use, you kind of do a lot of it on point, but not on point. Like you make this block as if it's supposed to be on point, but it's not going to be on point. It's really weird. Anyways, there's a lot of half square triangles, but also like quarter square triangles. And it was just really confusing. I think more confusing than what it needed to be in my opinion. So I redrew it. It's going to look exactly the same, except whenever it comes to this block, I'm not going to have the points here. Which again, even to do those, the way that you do this block, none of these had to have half square triangles. It doesn't make any sense to me why they made this pattern more complicated than it needed to be. I digress though, because, you know, to each their own. That's the way they decided to do it. So I reformulated it to a way that would make sense to me and give me the same outcome and the way that I wanted my quilt to look. So here's my first block. So you can see that birthday party with the little birthday hats. So cute. And then so I combined the navy speckles and gold with the cobalt blue speckles and gold and the taupe. And the taupe has like pink and blue and gold speckles. So super cute. It's like a rose gold. So that is the first block. Yeah, so that is this block here. And so these don't have any of these in them. And so that orange is the start of this 9 patch down here. And that 9 patch finishes, each of the 4 corners are a part of these blocks, but then the rest is in the sashing because there's sashing between the blocks as well. So that first 9 patch in between the blue and the pink is going to be the orange and this really fun yellow with that in the center as a part of the sashing. And I'm just doing the background with muslin. And I'm gonna let the main colors do all the speaking. So I wanted to make at least 1 block, but then I was like, Kelly, you very much want to get your puff quilt done. So I had to put this one aside. Like I said, I picked out the colors for the next block. I haven't cut out the muslin pieces to start putting it together. But once I get my puff quilt done, I'll probably focus on this one. I have another one in the works, the Gloria quilt. But you can see there's all my little stacks. So I took my jelly roll. Jelly rolls are basically width of fabric, 2.5-inch strips. And anyways, this whole pattern, all of these are 2.5 by 2.5. So I just had to basically go and cut all of my strips into 2.5 squares. And I'm probably not going to use them all. So that means that I'm going to get to do something fun with all the leftovers, I think, which will be really fun. I don't know, I might make like a little pillow or something to like go with it, or I'm not really sure. Possibly a little pillow. I think it'd be really cute. It depends on how many squares I have left. Who knows? So what I did do also this week, see if you can see it, I have the rest of my 6 rows puffs stuffed. I have stuffed puffs hanging off of my sewing machine right now. So basically what I need to do is I need to take the groups of 2 and put the 2s together. Then I'll put the 3 sets of 2s together and make the final 6 rows, and I can put them on with the other 12 rows. So I have 2/3 of my puff quilt put together, and I'm going to show it to you now. I'm so excited. I'm loving this so far. I don't know how far back I have to go, but I have a giant puffs. I have a lot of puffs. I love them. I love them so much. It's been so fun. I will say that putting 2 rows together isn't that bad, but whenever you start adding them on, it does get pretty tiring and tedious, especially with the type of machine that I have. Like I just have my mom's old like seamstress size sewing machine, so it gets a little tight, but I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And I already have my batting, and I already have my background, or my backing fabric. I'm just gonna do muslin. And this is the yarn that I picked up because I'm gonna do a tie quilt. And the ties are not gonna be in the middle of the puffs. The ties are gonna be on the back, so that way it gives the back texture, and it can kind of be like a double-sided quilt. But anyways, and then this is gonna be the binding. And I'm gonna sew the binding on one side, and then I'm gonna big stitch the other side on the front. I'm gonna big stitch it with DMC number 8 pearl cotton in ecru. So it kind of like blends in and it kind of like fades out. So anyways, I probably this weekend I'm going to be working a lot on trying to get my puff quilt kind of close to being finished. Also, I'm going to get to help test the final 6 blocks for the block of the month through Montgomery Quilt Company. and that's really exciting. So in the next like week or so, I'm gonna get to go down to Montgomery Quilt Company, pick up the final 6 patterns to help be a tester and pick out fabric for that. So that's going to be really fun to go help pick out fabric, or like get to pick out fabric to do these test blocks. But then also, I think I get to keep them. So I'll be halfway done with getting that quilt finished, half a year early. So that'll be really fun. I don't know if I'll be able to share those blocks once I'm doing that. I might be able to do like a little drive-by glance of like 1 or 2 of them, but anyways, I'm so thrilled and excited about that as well. And I'm still creating the pattern for my Texas quilt, because hopefully that fabric line is on time, because a lot of things have been being pushed back, but it's supposed to be released in March. It's looking like it's going to be released in March. So we will see, but I'm still planning that quilt out as well. So anyway, so that's what I've been working on this week. Like I said, lots to show you, all different kinds of projects, and so hopefully I have even more cross stitch to show you next week and even more quilting to show you. I hope that you've been having a fabulous week. Have a great weekend and week coming up, and I will see you all next Friday. Bye guys.